Hi, hi, hi. Welcome to today's Daily Divine post, the 888 Lionsgate. Welcome, everyone. My name is Lisa Lyle, and I very warmly welcome anyone who is new to this channel. And of course, to those of you who keep coming back and doing the inner work of your heart. Thank you so much. We're just going to get started today. Just as we get started, if you are new and you haven't yet subscribed to the channel and something here resonates with you, please do take a moment to subscribe and also comment on content. All subscribers who comment on any content get their name entered into the free monthly giveaway, and the next draw for a free reading will be on August the 29th. For all subscribers who comment on content. And let me just get this going a little bit better. How's everyone doing? How was your 888 Gateway Day? Remembering that you are the gateway. How is everybody doing post 888? And what did you do for yourself yesterday to really support the magnetizing of your dreams into your experience? So at this time, I'd just like to ask that I'm a clear and pure channel to bring through messages from Source Divine, loving and kind. So, all right. So yesterday, the whole entire day was really, those of you who were here yesterday know that I had a half fall. The wall saved me. And I was in quite a bit of discomfort yesterday, which initially was a bit, it had me feeling a little bit down. And then after the live yesterday, I was really called to tap in, tune in, and determine what it was that my physical body was in need of. And the simple answer to that was rest. And so I spent the majority of the day, actually, in fact, all of the day up to and including bedtime last night, working with my handy dandy castor oil pack. Okay. And you just strap this on, castor oil. Okay. On the pack, and then strap it on. So for the bulk of the afternoon, I had this strapped on my right side, lung, ribs, and liver. And we had to boost this healing. To boost the healing, I was guided to put my rose quartz eternal flame in the little pocket, which is actually for a heating pad, to put it in there and have it strapped on me. So I had it strapped onto the right side for a number of hours as I was resting outside, just enjoying the day. And as I went to bed last night, had a nice hot bath with some Epsom salts, baking soda, hydrogen peroxide, and then came out and was guided to work with this over my right shoulder and strapped around. It looked like I had just come back from a battle. And I slept with that all night. And today, when I get to this point, I can feel the tenderness. But honestly, I feel like $1,000,000. And what I was guided to this morning is I heard, see, miraculous healing takes place for those who, I don't want to say believe, but for those who have faith that it is possible. And so that is my current experience. At the end of the day, just after I had had my bath, as I was settling down for the night yesterday, I was guided to pull some cards working with the, what is that deck called? It is called the Mystic Art Tarot. And so I don't often work with it, and I don't generally work with it with others. It's just a personal development deck. So, but I did feel guided to share what came through. And the very first card that came through was rebirth. So, in the midst of all the discomfort, in the midst of all the um, uh, awkward moments, those moments that we have to move through, it's important for us to know that this rebirth is taking place. And this is absolutely perfect. The rebirth takes place through the complete and total acceptance of where we are, and our limitations, in particular physically. When something happens to us physically, of course, we're going to be limited in what we're able to do, our ability to exert ourselves, and this kind of stuff. And so it's important in those moments. And this was a big, big lesson in self love and self care for me yesterday, because I had all these grand plans. I had taken the day off for 888. And so today is my Monday, in essence, actually Tuesday. But, I had all these grand plans for the Lions Gate, and I was going to go and do this and do that. It didn't go exactly as I had planned. And yet, when, upon reflection, it went exactly as it was meant to, because it brought me to this place of deep, profound empowerment and showing up for myself. And this is what we're all called to do, right? Is show up for ourselves in any given hour. And the rebirth takes place. The rebirth takes place within the rest. So many of you will have heard me say a couple years ago, I had a vulture flying overhead, about 6 feet overhead, down at the lake. I don't generally see them at that spot, at my spot at the lake. And this guy was just like, so he really wanted to be seen. And when I acknowledged the presence, the message I received is death and rebirth take place in the same space. And so this is where we are right now. We are in this stage of rebirth. We are beginning to unfurl from within. We are beginning to free ourselves of the mental, emotional, and physical limitations or liabilities that hold us back. And, sometimes with a situation like I've experienced in the last couple of days, that would say, oh, that's it, I'm done, like I'm just, I'm going to not do anything. And as great as that is, because I really didn't do anything yesterday, it's also important not to give up and say, oh, that's it, I'm done. I'm washing my hands of this situation. I'm not even going to participate. Well, we must participate. I came across something yesterday during my writing. Oh, shoot. That was a message came through for all of us with the Lionsgate. I've got to find that to share it with you. Oh, it's right there. So I'll grab it in a moment. But one of the messages that came through is, how we often say joy is the opposite of depression, right? And we know many people, many of us have experienced moments of depressed energy in our life. And many of us have probably never been diagnosed with depression. And so we have navigated our own rises and falls in our unique way to the best of our ability. And something came to me yesterday that joy isn't actually the opposite of depression. What is the opposite of depression is expression. So we're depressed because we are not expressing who we truly are. And, we're not expressing and living from our heart. And so if you are feeling in a low place today, if you are feeling depressed, perhaps it's time for some deep rest. Perhaps it's time for you to express yourself, your love, your joys, your passions, your sorrows, your fears. And when we begin to share, when we begin to open up, when we begin to express, then all of a sudden we are elevated. We're not carrying the burdens of the world. I'm seeing that tarot card. And again, I'm not a tarot reader. I intuitively read cards. But I'm seeing this tarot card, and there is a card. It's got to be a swords card, but this guy has got, a sack on his back, and it's filled with swords, and he's all hunched over and walking forward, I guess, to the next battle. But this feels kind of like this energy of rebirth. We are being told to drop our swords, to drop our burdens, to drop our bags, to rest and move forward as we are able. So this is a really beautiful card. It was I could have stopped pulling cards at that point, but then two cards were stuck together that wanted to come out. And the next card was Sister Healing. And this is what this community is all about, even though I'm here by myself so far today. And that's fine, because I trust whenever you come across this message, there will be something here for you. And this is really speaking about the strong message that I've been receiving for weeks about sisters coming together, the sisterhood coming together to support one another, to lift one another, to support the rise of the divine feminine back to a position of righteousness on this planet, not to a position where we are being, womanhood is being questioned. I mean, how dumb have we become as a collective? I'm not saying any of you are dumb. No offense intended. It's just like it's time for us to rise. And this energy really speaks of the messages that have been coming through for weeks now, gathering together in sisterhood, supporting one another to rise, supporting one another to express, as opposed to sitting in and staying in a depressed energy. So this seems like a perfect time to encourage you, if you are looking for support on a regular basis so that you can really roll up your sleeves and do the inner work, check out the Moon memberships on my website. It's right there on the front page. It's never been this affordable before. And it's actually an investment that you can make to yourself as well as the collective. And you can become a part of the Moon membership circle of women, of sisterhood, for only $22 a month. Or if you have the resources and you want to save yourself some money, you can pay for the 26 circles in advance, which is 22222 or something like that. So big savings. Never in the 12 years that I have been facilitating and hosting these circles have I been guided to make it so accessible to everyone. So please, if you have ever considered the Moon Circle, just that 13 minutes there, that divine feminine energy coming in again, please do consider becoming a part of our Moon membership circles. We are waiting for the first 10, 11 to join, and then we will get up and running. And I trust that this will happen before eclipse season, which starts in September. So please do consider joining the Moon circles so that we can support each other. I'm also seeing Metatron's cube here. And what I'm really feeling with these dolphins and stuff, first of all, it's about the sisterhood. Secondly, it's about our gifts, our ability to communicate, and to experience and express joy and fun, playful energy, childlike wonder at the majesty and beauty of this thing called life that we are experiencing in these physical vessels. Hi, sweet Pamela. How are you? I'm so happy to have you here today, and you will be happy to know I am 80% better than I was yesterday. So thank you for all the healing and positive vibes you sent to my right side. I really, really do appreciate it. And then the final card that came that I was guided to share here with all of you is love. This is like the universal Christ energy, right? This is the Christ consciousness. This is God. This is just the pure love of the beautiful child that we each are. And this is what we're here for. Excuse me, I'm going to have to grab some water here. This is what we are each here for, this entire experience of love. And for so many upon this planetary realm at this time, we push love away. We think love has to do with sex. One doesn't have to do with the other. I mean, anybody can have sex and can have, it's easier for people to just have casual things than it is for people to actually invest in themselves, in each other, and experience divine union. I mean, ultimately, this is, I trust the dream of most of us, to be in a divine partnership with someone else, with a sacred lover. And yet, so many people miss out on such a connection because they're unwilling to love themselves completely as they are. And then as a result of not loving themselves, we're going to place expectations and limitations on others. And we don't really want that. And so I really feel that as we continue to move through Leo season, this message of, this is the ultimate message. Rebirth, sisters healing, and love. And love is overseen. So maybe we should put this here. Love is overseeing the rebirth and the healing of sisters and the community of sisters coming together to support one another, right? This is what it's all about. This is what we're here for. And if we're not participating in this, what are we actually participating in? And so as we move through this rebirth process, as we move through this coming together with the sisterhood, with our sisters, with our soul family, what are the things that are going to support this? And these are the next 3 cards that came out. Nurture, forgiveness. And this is one of our greatest healing tools. And that's my spin on things. Nurturing, forgiveness is a great healing tool. And that is what we are called to do. And it's not often about forgiving others, right? Like we can say, oh yeah, I forgive you. Don't worry about it. It's all good. I'm good. You're good. And yet, are we really? And 9 times out of 10, the answer is no, because we're not. We're still hurt. We're still wounded. We're still whatever. And we're just saying that to let others off the hook. But at the same time, we continue to keep ourselves on the hook with unresolved emotions, with inauthentic communication. And so this is all about integrity and saying what we mean and meaning what we say. And so forgiveness begins with us. Forgiveness is one of the great lessons our brother, who was the embodiment of the Christ, left for us so that we can free ourselves, so that we can resurrect our own divine light into this experience. So forgiveness. So anytime, if you're here, and we've got some dolphins again on this card. Interesting. Dolphins and then this beautiful butterfly. So at any point in time, I didn't even see this. Oh my gosh, I didn't even see that. Look at the lion in there. So as we move through Leo season, so the Lion's Gate portal, which opened July 27th, 28th, will be closing at the end of this weekend, the 12th. So we're at the 9th now, 10, 11, 12, Monday. And so we still have these few days over the course of the weekend to really harness our power. And this card, I didn't even really notice it before. I just kind of looked at it, but this card is really speaking about this time we are in. And it is going to require courage. It is going to require us to speak even while our voice is shaking because we're afraid. We don't want to hurt people. Well, how about you? In the whole grand scheme of things, what about you? Because ultimately, all of this comes down to this rebirth, and this embodiment of the essence of love really comes down to our relationship with ourselves and what goes on in here that nobody ever hears about. We only tell people what we want people to know, right? We don't let people know what we're thinking most of the time, or some of us do, and it can get us in trouble some of the time. And that's okay. It's about ownership of who we are. Strong, courageous, peaceful warriors of the heart. So with that being said, I'm going to just reach around here and grab my journal because a message did come through for all of us yesterday. Let me grab it. Okay. So the message from, yes, Luna, stop. Was there somebody here? Oh. It was just the mail. It was just the mailman. Stop it. Okay. So the message that came through for yesterday is 888. Love's abundance flows. The S is a dollar sign. Flows in boundless forms. Naturally bountiful you are. Shining star. All of you are. Not here to settle scores. You came for so much more. Heaven on earth is yours. Courageously lead with loving transparency. This is the soulful currency, and you are the current. So that was so beautiful. It was a short and sweet writing. Like normally I can write normally messages come through for a significant amount of time. Yesterday it was short and sweet. And then it was like, okay, Lisa, now do what you need to do to support yourself. And that's when the castor oil pack came out and the rose quartz flame and all of that. So if you've been having some struggles, first of all, rose quartz is a beautiful energy to be working with at this time because it's very gentle. It's very motherly, very feminine. 2211 there, and it was like it hung there for a moment. This is about our path of mastery, and my path of mastery doesn't look like your path of mastery. My experiences in this lifetime don't look like your experiences. We've all had various experiences, and yet what is similar are the feelings that remain, are the trauma that remains until we are ready to address and heal our pain. And now is the time. There has never been a more important time than now. It's really funny when I reflect back 33 years ago. Today was the day before I was to get married at the tender age of 20. Yeah. So the eve of my wedding 33 years ago, and what is coming through strongly is this energy of forgiveness for myself in that situation, because the young Lisa hurt a lot of people who loved her, and the young Lisa made a lot of choices and decisions based on her unhealed wounds. Yeah, I turned 21 shortly after I got married. Within the same month I turned 21. It was a couple weeks later. So, it's really important for us to forgive ourselves. And, really since March, since the time of the Pisces new moon, this has been a theme This has been a theme that my life 33 years ago came back to the forefront in order for me to experience some healing around that, in order for me to somehow, in some way, make some amends for my behavior, or at least acknowledge it. That behavior has been amended a long time ago. The acknowledgement that there was a need to communicate was clear. And so that was done. And so to wrap things up today, we're working with the Conscious Spirit Oracle, and the first two cards that came out are so beautiful. Of course, a number 3 again. 8 and 3 is 11, right? This mastery. We are transforming. Transformation is not easy. Hiya, Nicole, all the way from down under, over there on the other side of the world in Australia. Hi, what time of day is it over there? In the wee hours of the morning? It is here 11:35 a.m. So, we are in the midst of this transformation as we move through this rebirth. Oh, yeah. Night owl like me. Awesome. So as we're in this rebirth period, we are transforming, and we are transformed through our connection to nature, to the elements. When I think of nature spirits, I really think of the playful fairies and gnome type energy, those energies that children tap into so easily. And us adults, it's a little bit more challenging, or for the majority of most adults, it's challenging, right? Oh, that's kids play. Yes, it's kids play. And we are all children of God. We are all children in his eyes, in the grand scheme of things, right? We are somebody's child. And so this is really speaking about getting out to nature. I was so grateful to be able to go and walk down at the lake yesterday morning, and to just really reconnect with a place that has been a source of such tremendous support and healing for me in my journey of the last 21 years. And it was so lovely. And then to spend the rest of the day in the backyard space, resting, allowing myself to be healed, allowing myself to support myself in the healing process. And it was a miraculous success, right? Because here I am today, very little pain until my arm gets right about there, and then I can feel the tenderness. But geez, that is huge improvement from yesterday. So a little bit at a time, just keep showing up for yourself. And when we're in this transformation, it's kind of a dark looking card, right? Like the colors and stuff. But here again, we have the green and the purple, the natural healer. I'm evidence of it. I did it. Look, with all of your help and with the action taken on my part in my home space, doing what I could do, I have been healed. And so that is a miracle. And we are being guided to tap into our innate powers, right? It's right here and present, this very hour, this very minute. And so although in the midst of healing, in the midst of the transformation, it may seem dark and uncomfortable, and we may feel like we're all alone, and yet we never are. We never are. We are the light at the end of the tunnel. We are the star in the hermit's lamp. Okay? And so as you are moving through this transformation, show up for yourself, because you are coming into balance. This is, 211 energies. I'm telling you, I cannot stress enough. It is so critical at this time, if you are serious about breaking free from the karmic ties that have bound you up and boggled your mind your entire lifetime. And in fact, it has spanned lifetimes. It is critical, and I cannot stress that enough, critical, that you show up for yourself now, address what's coming up, take the steps necessary, or take the steps that you're being guided to take to break free once and for all and move on to that beautiful spiral of grace, which is fed by that energy of loving forgiveness for self and others. It always begins with self. We're not going to have phenomenal relationships with anyone in our life until we have a phenomenal relationship with ourselves. And that's all. That's the truth. Take it or leave it. It's really entirely up to you. And yet, if you take it and you do the steps you are being guided to take and follow through with those steps, by the time we reach the 1111 gateway, we are the gateways, right? We are it. We're it right here. This is us. If you're doing what you need to be doing, what you're being asked to do, by the time that 1111 comes, you are not even going to believe how many blessings and gifts have flown into your experience because of the inner work that you are doing. And with that inner work comes balance, right? We live in a world where it's like black or white, up or down, in or out, all of these opposites. And remember, the opposite of depression or depressed or depression isn't joy. The opposite of depression is expression. We get depressed because we're holding ourselves back. We are holding ourselves back from experiencing joy, right? We can't experience joy unless we express joy. And so if you are feeling in a funk, if you're feeling in the dumps, it is time to begin to express how you feel. Let it out, because holding it in, if you hold it in, you probably won't be traveling here with us in November, because you will be in such a dire state. Your life is, not worth living. Nonsense. It absolutely is. And you are in the driver's seat when you allow God, spirit, source, creator to guide your life. It's not all black and white. There's a lot of gray matter. There's a lot of gray area. And so, yes, black and white are two ends of a spectrum, but there's so many different variations within that spectrum. And so remember a couple days ago, 2 days ago, I believe it was like we were living in the void. Well, it's the void is the gray area, right? And so we are to become the balance between the black and white. We are like, the balance. I'm hearing that song, Magnet and Steel, Stevie Nicks, and I don't know, maybe that's our song of the day, Magnet and Steel, Stevie Nicks, and who was that guy? Some of you might know. Great song, right? And we are, here to magnetize to us what is going to be most supportive to us. And again, we must first show up for ourselves before anyone else is going to show up in our lives for us, because we are teaching others how to treat us, how to show up for us, what it is that we need. We are not here to bend a knee to anybody. No one. Okay. And then finally, this is what we're here for, the Celebrate Life. If you are resonating with this, hit that thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. You're supporting the ability of this channel to thrive and our community to thrive. And it's so appreciated. So thank you. This is what we're here for, to celebrate life. And I believe it was yesterday we had 3, 4, 4, 3. This is 7. It's about our physical body. So as much as we are all in this together, because we are sisters and brothers of the heart, we're walking these solitary journeys. And as much as we're in it together, we are going through it in our physical body. And this is how we become the healers that we were born to be. This is how we become the teachers and leaders that we were born to be, through the inner experience, through the experience of our vessel. right? It doesn't, that what I'm talking about is not going to come in a university setting, in any type of a classroom setting, except between your heart and the connection to source as you understand within your experience, the connection to God within your experience. Our brother wants us to remember that we are the Christ here to resurrect in this lifetime. He's not coming to save you. Sorry, burst that bubble. He's not. The tools, the guidance, the resources have already been seeded. It's up to us to uncover from within and under all the trauma that we are as powerful and perhaps even more powerful than our brother was. He tells us that. He tells us that. Where have we gone? That we're going to like a middle person. I don't need a middle person between me and God, between me and my heart. This is the ultimate guide in this lifetime. And many, many years ago, when I was guided to create the Wisdom of the Heart space, which was stolen from me on Facebook, when I was guided to create that space, I was shown a compass over top of my heart. This is our guide. And this is one of the main reasons I am here, to support others to come back to this place. The whole world says, oh, it's up here. It's your brains. It's your brains. No, there's so much gray matter in this head space. It's ridiculous. It's here. It's the heart smarts, the energetic field that we feel, that others feel when we walk in a room. We feel others, others feel us. So what are we giving off? What are we magnetizing to our experience? Because it's about a celebration of life, a celebration of joy, a celebration of healing. We've come from, excuse me, we've come from being depressed to being expressive, to being able to communicate our fears, our joys, our traumas, our insecurities. And when we do that, we open our circle up. We welcome more into our experience. That becomes a joyful celebration of life. You know, so many people have celebrations of life after they've died. How did they live their life? How were their relationships with the people in their life? And we've all seen situations of, you know, people who have passed, and the celebration of life is just a beautiful commentary on a beautiful life. Frank was one of those people. And yet, he had his struggles. Very few saw his struggles. And it was those struggles that were the most beautiful part of himself. And I'm not sure that he ever fully got to appreciate that about himself before he transitioned. Without a doubt, he's aware of all of that now. The most beautiful, beautiful human, and most beautiful humans hold a lot inside. And now it's time for us to let it all out, not spew and vomit all over everyone. Let it out in beautiful, a song of love, a healing song, our song of healing. We each came here to sing a song of healing, celebration, joy. Is that a lion? Oh, I thought the back of her head was another lion. But, you know, I'm really guided to the eagle and the hummingbird and even the wolf here. You know, many of us will feel like the lone wolf. That's okay. Wolves actually travel in packs, you know, and yet oftentimes it is the elder that will go out in front and make sure the way forward is clear. And so that's what we're doing. And as we're doing it, we are celebrating as we go. So let's read the messages on these cards. And then I guess I have to get ready for my weekend's over now. It's officially over. I got to go back to work. And that's okay. So here we go. Nature spirits. This is a 35. So it's an 8. This is the universal 8. We just finished 888. yesterday, and we're still in that energy. So as we move into the weekend, I would encourage you to get out there, allow yourself to be healed, allow yourself to be allow yourself to marvel and wonder at nature and just how beautiful it is. The cicadas are singing loudly, not today, but at this time. Lots of dragonflies here in my part of the world. And it's just really, really, it's such a beautiful time. And it says here, I respect all of nature's elemental beings and help preserve life on earth. It begins with you. Begin with preserving. I am praying to cry one day, perhaps, when my dad transitions. You're such a good daughter, Pamela. I'm not sure if you've ever been told that. You really are, though. And, you know, your heart is so... Okay, I'm guided right now. So anyone who's here, pick a number, 1, 2, or 3, and we're going to get you a heart and soul message. 1, 2, or 3. Okay. Pam's weekend on her own. Awesome, Pamela. 1, 2, or 3. Everyone, take a number. This is your weekend, Pamela, for huge breakthroughs. I feel it, sister. So honestly, I am so excited for you. I am so excited. I am so excited for you. All right, transitions. 1, 2, or 3. Everyone once I finish reading these cards, we're going to go and you're going to get a heart and soul message with an affirmation or with a message that's going to support you throughout today and perhaps into your weekend. The journey within to meet my higher self. I journey within to meet my higher self and find true happiness. Absolutely. That's what we were saying earlier. It's never going to be found in connection with another. Happiness is found from within. It is an inside job, and I've had many people throughout my life say, Lisa, how do you keep smiling? How do you, keep going? Because I mean, honestly, it's been heavy, right? It's been heavy. It's been a lot. And the simple answer is by faith. I have no doubt that God, spirit, my eternal soul all lives within my heart. And so I have no doubt. I mean, yes, have there been times I've wanted to give up and scream and shout and drink myself into oblivion? I nearly did that. I'm still here, though. And it's a miracle, honestly, that I'm alive. It is a miracle and sober, and I am so grateful. And every time I start to feel anxiety and start to feel a little, I remember that I have legions of loving angels who saved my life multiple times for a reason. And that reason is the purpose for why I am here. And so this is a beautiful thing. This is a beautiful thing. It's an inside job. I understand and embrace the opposing forces in life that bring about balance. Yes, black, white, up, down, inside out, right? We are here to balance all polarities and to get comfortable being the center and perhaps the gray area in this world of a polarized experience. And finally, 1, 2, or 3, take your pick to get your personal little message. I celebrate every day by honoring and respecting all life on Mother Earth, which takes us right back to that first card. It's a 43. It's our physical body. Yes, this is what we're here for. So we're going to get some cards for everyone. Pamela inspired this, so you can all thank Pamela. I had no intention of doing this, and then I was just told to do it. So thank you. Yeah, can you see him beside me? Yeah, the singing bird on the fence. He was showing off that day. It's funny, when Frank first made his move towards me, we had been friends for about 8 months at that time. And there were clearly, it was a clear heart connection for both of us from day one. And then he made his move towards me, and it was very cute and quite adorable. And he was very nervous, and he was very nervous, yet he had this air of confidence about him. And so when we reflected on that later, after we were together, I said to him, you know what, Frank, you're so cocky confident. And that is like this little bird dancing on my fence the other day. Honestly, it was hiding in the tree for about 5-10 minutes. I was listening to it, and then I was taking it as a sign because, you know, we're moving. I don't know where we're moving to. We are moving though. And so I was in the midst of packing that day and stuff. And then finally the cardinal showed himself. And when he did, it was quite a display. He was like hopping along the fence, even at one point up on the fence with his wings going and stuff. And it was like, that was most definitely a sign from Frank. So with that being said, 1, 2, or 3 to close these messages out. Don't forget, if you're still here, thank you so much for being here, and help me to tap in and tune into your energy with comments, with thumbs up. It really helps because I'm tuning into a large collective, and the more that you engage, it helps me tune in to support you in a more specific way. So I really appreciate your support. Thumbs up, comments, right? Frank telling me it's going to be okay, honey. It's going to be okay. And actually, Frank reminding me, because after he died, I thought, oh my gosh, you know, because when he was alive, he was such a beautiful support and really encouraged this aspect of me, the service to humanity, the spiritual teacher, messenger that I'm here to be. He supported that in ways that I've never felt supported before. He actually got me. And when he died, I was like, what the heck? And it was in those early days, but I was in such a fog. But I did receive a message that from his new station, he would be able to help me manifest my dreams in a much more fantastical way. So here we are now, and it's coming. I can feel it. And I'm so, so grateful. Although I do miss his physical presence quite a bit. A lot. So, okay, here we go. 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3. So for those of you guided to number 1, here are your heart and soul. Here is your heart and soul message. All right. This one. So these 2 want to come out for you. Of course, number 1, you are here to embody the medicine woman, the goddess. You are a healer. This is about your connection to ancient Egypt and the healing schools of that time. I'm telling you, if you chose number 1, the moon circle is for you. Get on over to the website and join. Get in on that membership, because you are here to do and experience great things and have an abundance of resources in your life through your ability to be grounded. And that is what you're being asked to focus on whenever you get this message. Take some time, a day, 2, 3 days, to get yourself grounded and really begin to get comfortable as your wings of transformation begin to open up, sprout anew. You are coming into your personal power through and by the purity of your heart, and through and by the essence of unconditional love. You are being asked to make a fresh start. Number 1, that's your message on the cards. Here it says, tune into the subtle and divine force within me, and you shall sense the subtle and divine force within yourself and all living things. Over the coming days, there is a heightened sense of spiritual connection with the goddess Isis, the divine mother, who oversees the sisterhood, the Magdalene sisterhood, the medicine women, all of that. More information on that in the moon circles. I'm not going to get into it here. The goddess of motherhood, magic, and fertility. So this is about stepping into your empress. Okay, the message here is, within the transcendental realm of your soul, there are endless universes each inconceivably vast and at the same time inconceivably small. Even in the tiniest particle of subatomic matter, there is endless expansion. Creation is a cosmic motion picture in which you are both the director and actor. Look within and express outwardly the endless waves of love within you. May your love embrace the earth and fill all creation. You are all of creation, wrapped up in that skin, that beautiful body that you live in. So, number one, I hope your messages resonate with you. Let me know, give a thumbs up, drop a comment down below. Thank you so much for being here. Number two, Pamela, this one's for you. Number two. Oh my gosh, I feel so much better today. I'm so happy. Okay, I'm going to have to put my little hands on her little boobies, because apparently you're not, like, boobs are inappropriate on YouTube. Boobs are inappropriate. That was just a message. My sister from Calgary wondering what's happened to me. she's there visiting right now. She's my family. So number two, this is about, and this is perfect for you, Pamela, with your weekend home alone. This is about the self-care. This is about a weekend of really, I feel, the luxury, like really indulging in self-care practices that make you feel like a queen. And oftentimes we think we have to go somewhere, we have to go to a spa, we have to have someone rub up our feet and do our nails. I can't tell you the last time I had that in my life. Do you know how empowering it is to do that for yourself? So I'm seeing like a self-care retreat, your own little 1 day, 2 day, 3 day retreat that you create for yourself. Create the whole mood within your space, lighting candles, perhaps an incense. We're going to light an incense for you. Perhaps an incense, running a hot bath, creating, maybe you treat yourself to like a special meal that, maybe you do takeout and you get yourself your favorite meal. It just feels like this message that's coming through. It's time to really show up for yourself as well as meditate. Okay, I am feeling meditation. My mind sometimes is like a 14-year-old little boy. Meditation. Not meditation, but maybe it was like a combination of meditation and Metatron. I was thinking, it made me laugh because I thought penetration. See, like I'm like a little teenage boy sometimes. That's a part of the appeal. That's a part of the magic of Lisa Lyle. That's for sure. But this is about getting to nature and sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay. Grown up Lisa. Okay. So this is about, I feel like even if you can get to water somewhere, I know it's not easy for everyone, but thank you. I do. I used to say to Frank used to say, it's a part of the appeal, honey. It's a part of the appeal. So getting to a stream, getting to a creek, getting to a lake, the ocean. And if you can't do that, getting to your bathtub. And, in the bathtub, you can add stuff. I just really feel like this is a message for you to really love yourself up in the coming days, and particularly the next few days as we move through the completion of this Lionsgate portal. And then we're going to be rapidly moving towards Virgo season, right? So this is your time. This weekend, you are being guided to focus on your heart. And in fact, it's the high heart here that is illuminated. The high heart is where the higher self, the soul, comes into the physical experience. The high heart is your thymus gland. The high heart is where the soul comes in to guide your experience. So for those of you guided to number 2, that's what you're called to do. And it's your high heart, your solar plexus, and the root chakra that are needing and getting your attention this weekend. Okay. As you are surrounded by the wings of light, this loving embrace, it's taking me back to the number 1's message with the divine mother energy there. You are a beautiful, perfect child of light, of God, of creation, and you are here to, is someone at my door? You are here to elevate, and you do that through personal care practices, self-care all the way. The message on the back of the card says, a new phase begins and brings with it new opportunities. This is a lucky and prosperous time where much of the previously seemed impossible now is possible. Doors previously closed now open. Your world is full of light. You are the light of the world. Pamela, you're the only one I know that's here that chose number 2. You are the light. Do you know what a magnificent light you are in my life? Right from day 1 when we connected. And initially, it was just this heart draw to you and I. And it still exists all these years later, although we have never met in the flesh. We know one another. We know our hearts. We have been traveling together for a very long time. And I just want and need you to know you are an incredibly bright light in my life, for which I am eternally grateful. So thank you so much, sister. And one day we will meet and we will hug. You too, Nicole. I'm counting on it. So for those of you who were guided to number 3, here is your card. And for some, does anyone else see the image of a lion's face in that? I'm seeing it right now. I'm right there. The nose, the mouth, the eyes. Anyways, yes, this is about your courageous heart. How perfect is that to come forth as we go through this final weekend of this prosperous, abundant Lion's Gate. You are being, it's like, this is the image. What am I doing? Jeez. This is the image, the lion's face. I'm seeing it right in this card. You are strong. You are courageous. And again, Nicole, you're the only one that I know here that has chosen number 3. And again, the same goes for you as with Pamela. We have had some really great experiences together and great, although we've never met, these great energetic exchanges. And both you and I have gone through some tremendous trauma since our connection. And we're still here. We are still standing. We have gone through unimaginable things, and yet here we still are showing up for ourselves. Here we still are courageous enough to trust our heart. This is what those of you guided to number 3, it's all about. It's the massive journeys. Nicole just said it here, the huge journeys, and it's the huge journeys that are often the most uncomfortable, yet on the other side of it, with hindsight and reflection, the most transformational. And that doesn't mean it's easy. That doesn't mean we don't experience heartache and pain. It's the courage of the heart. We are the lion hearts here to open up. We are the ones here to resurrect the light of the Christ. We are here to restore righteousness upon this planetary realm, which is just, we're not even going to go there. We are the courageous heart, and by our heart, we become the bridge to heaven on earth. We are the bridge. Heaven's not a place we go after we die. I mean, I don't even know who told people that, but we're like, oh yeah, we go to heaven after we die. No. Heaven is here. We go back to the cosmos. We go back to whatever, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. What is a bra without a bust? Oh, again, I'm back in the 80s. Sorry. But this is what we're here for. This is what we're here for. We are here to experience heaven while alive, not after the physical body dies, because the essence of the soul never dies. The physical body does. The essence lives on, and any religious belief system, first of all, he wasn't religious. He was innately aware of his connection to God, to source. And that's what we're here for. And so we are also here for this beautiful experience. So as I'm connecting with this card, it feels that over the coming days, you are coming more and more into your personal power through the energy of unconditional love and deep healing, healing that lasts lifetimes. And you're doing it. And it may just seem like little small, why do I always get these? It may just seem small. It may not seem like a big deal. And yet each time you heal yourself you're healing on a cellular level, it will never go back. This is all about forward movement. It's not about going back. The ones that keep going back are the ones who are never going to move forward with us, or at least aren't meant to move forward with us at this time. So number 3 is it's about your courageous, beautiful heart. And you just ooze this energy of unconditional love. And perhaps this is a part of the message. Perhaps you're oozing unconditional love out too much to other places, when really what the call is to ooze, like pour unconditional love all over yourself and your experience, and be grateful for all of it, even the hard bits. And Nicole, I know you've had some really hard bits, and you look at you, you're still here, you're still shining, and you are inspiring. And so this is important for us to know that everything that we go through and that we overcome, it's not about going through and then hiding and being, taken out by the storm. It's about walking through those storms. And perhaps there are moments that we want to hide away. Perhaps there are moments that we don't even want to be here anymore. And yet we keep going. And that is the true lion heart spirit. That is the true spirit of the courageous heart. So thank you all for your hearts, whether you chose 1, 2, or 3. 3s in particular at this time, because it feels like you are, thank you. It feels like you number 3s really needed to hear this, because you may be feeling like, again, or another day, or whatever, right? It's your heart. It was the first thing I saw on this card. I've never seen it before on this card. I've never seen a lion's face in this card, and I see it clearly. I still see it. Now, I wonder if the next time I pull the card, I'll still see it. Perhaps not. And that's okay, because this is a message for now. So for those of you guided to this card, it really feels like your solar plexus is calling for some loving attention this weekend. So just becoming aware of how you feel with certain foods that you ingest, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. It says on the back of the card, it's time to reflect on what really matters. Ultimately, this is love, peace, and happiness. And you can only find these within yourself. Where there is peace, when there is peace, there is love in your heart. There will be peace and love in your world, for all your experiences are simply your own reflections. How beautiful is that? And I feel like it just really sums up these messages perfectly. I love how spirit works, my guides work. They always bring everything together. They always bring lots of confirmation, and I am so grateful to them and to you. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Send some positive vibes my way for tomorrow morning before the live. I'm going to look at a place that may become our new home. We'll see. 9:30 a.m. tomorrow is my appointment time, and I will be back here with you live tomorrow at 11 a.m. I hope you all have a great day. I trust that these messages resonated. If you're still here, thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Drop a comment. If you would like to be a part of the Moon Circles, if you'd like a personal reading, thank you, or an intuitive healing session, please do check out my website, lisalyle.com. The link is in the description box below. And in case you didn't know, I see you, I feel you, I love you, and I am eternally grateful for your presence in my life here and now. So until tomorrow, take good care, get out there, love yourselves up. Nicole, and Pamela, thank you ladies so much for being here. We've been traveling this road together for a long time, and I'm looking forward to watching us flourish and shine as the abundance streams in to our lives. So until tomorrow, take good care, everyone.